Welcome back to a brand new episode of All Things Honor. We're a little late today because things are absolutely insane. I just got home from school because I am on a extended spring break. That is right, an extended spring break because I'm going to LA next week. I'm not going to the Ring of Honor show, which sucks because I literally just announced the whole card. And we got Vikingo and Commander for the AAA Heavyweight Championship. My God, and I'm gonna mess with it. Sucks. But after that, I'm going to Indy, so that's great. So that the one thing that also means is, as far as this pod goes, I might record predictions for the show like Monday or Tuesday, and it's gonna go up when I leave Wednesday. I am going to vlog throughout the week, so it's gonna be like LA vlog 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, and it's going to lead up to obviously me being a Mania, and then I'm going to Indy for another convention, so I'll vlog there too. But as far as All Things Honor is concerned, I don't know because of what I'm doing Thursday, the two next Thursdays. I don't know what my schedule is going to be. So I will post that on Twitter, which you can follow at Kimmy_Sokol. Nonetheless, we are here for week 4. We are on the 4th episode of Ring of Honor TV. And we start off with a promo. And I just like to shout out the Ring of Honor graphics team because it took us 4 weeks. That's right, 4 weeks, guys, to come up with an opening graphic. We didn't have it weeks 1 through 3. It took us a month. Thank God. So the one thing I will say that I also really liked about this episode is there was a lot less like promo and backstage segments. I felt like the past 3 weeks there was a lot of backstage segments leading up to matches, leading up to storylines, where this we really only had two, which was the one with Joe and when we get to Claudio and Kingston. So we kick off with the Joe promo, and Joe says that the match between him and Briscoe is now official, and Briscoe's not ready. Joe is one of the more dominant champions of Ring of Honor. He's obviously, we've talked about it. He's obviously been there for a very long time. He was there in the beginning, and then he went to Impact. Now he's back in Ring of Honor. Cool, 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 cool. And he lays out an open challenge to anyone in the back, and that's going to be the main event we have. This promo is really good. I like the storyline. I like that it's basically two Ring of Honor originals. I think that's really cool. I don't know who's going to win. And I should really think about this if I'm really doing the predictions thing. But yeah, this was good. It was a nice way to start it, kind of start off where we finished last week. Next, we have Tony Nese versus Mark Briscoe. And Mark Briscoe can really go as a singles competitor. I think like when you think of the Briscoes and their singles career, you really think of how great of a career Jay had because Jay was a two-time Ring of Honor World Champion, but Mark could go. I mean, he's proven himself throughout every single singles match he's had, whether it be on Ring of Honor, on Dynamite, on Rampage. And this match was basically just a way for him to look strong going into the pay-per-view. It did that. I really hope Mark Sterling's getting paid extra for the amount of clients he has in Ring of Honor and AEW because it's like the Trust Busters and the Varsity Athletes and Jade and he's a very busy man. I feel very bad for him. But this match was fine. I mean, it was good. Mark gets to win, and we move on because the that's right, the six-man tag team division, the thing that I have shit on for 4 weeks, is picking up because we have Blake Christian, AR Fox, and Metalik versus the Trustbusters. And Mark Sterling took a bump. We love when Mark Sterling takes a bump. This is great, guys. This is absolutely amazing. Christian Metalik and Fox get the easy win here. This was a great back and forth match. I mean, to me, either team really could have won. It really didn't matter. But obviously, this was to make Christian, AR Fox, and Metalik look good because I believe they're going to be the ones to go in and face the embassy. And we'll get to the embassy in a little bit. The embassy also comes here and beats them down to then assert themselves like we're the champs. You're not taking that from us anytime soon. Cool. Lady Frost makes her Ring of Honor debut. Welcome. Welcome to Ring of Honor. Now, this match was a lot better than I expected it to be. I'm not saying that Sky Blue's a bad wrestler, but I think, she's had her fair share of good and bad matches. And I really think that Ring of Honor should keep bringing in all these like good indie women's talent, like Trisha Dora, Billy Starks, Miranda Alizé, who we'll get to. and Lady Frost, of course. I think Lady Frost honestly also fits that Ring of Honor Women's Division moniker that they're trying to set. So this was actually really good too. And she's so talented. Like, I don't know what Impact was thinking. Like, they did not use her. And that's why she left, because they did not use her, which was a bad decision. Sky Blue gets the very impressive win here. And I did say this, that if we're not leading to Willow taking the title off of Athena, I really think, with the tutelage of Madison Rayne, I think Sky Blue has improved a lot, like I said. So if we're not leading to Willow taking the title off Athena, I think it should be Sky Blue. I think that she's really put in the work. I think that, she's improving. She's good. Obviously, I think she's going to get involved with that Blood and Good storyline we have going on Dynamite with the OGs. That was fun. And yeah, Sky Blue wins. Good stuff. Next, we have Roosh and Dralistigo versus Titus and Tracy Williams. And let me tell you, Roosh and Dralistigo are my top team that I want to win. I want to see win that ladder match because this was squash, like ultimate squash. And Titus and Williams are talented. Like we've seen them on Ring of Honor TV before, but my God. um, I think Roosh deserves some gold. I think that he's definitely put in the work on Rampage and Dynamite and even in Ring of Honor. He's looked so top dominant and talented. So they are my favorites to win that ladder match. I'm sorry, Maria. I hope you don't get mad. But like I said, to squash, I think this is a statement match for them. And I really think, if we're not gonna push the Roosh and Preston Vance thing, I think this is a great thing for Roosh to do at the moment. I think, he could really help out a lot of the younger talent down there. So I think they should. Great stuff. And then we have this was my favorite segment. Caprice Coleman sits down with Eddie Kingston and Claudio Castagnoli. Oh my God. So basically Claudio says he apologizes for saying that Eddie didn't have honor, but he says something that we've known about Eddie for years, is that he does not take responsibility for anything. And he always blames everybody else but himself. Which, if you've known Eddie on the indies and if you've known like all the horror stories about Eddie Kingston, like this is stuff that people have said about him. Eddie laughs in his face and asks for the match for the Ring of Honor title, which we then make official here. And Claudio says yes. But when Claudio picks up the victory and retains his title, he doesn't want to hear him, like Eddie, blame everybody for why he lost that title, when at the end of the day, it was Eddie's fault. This was fantastic. Like, I know a lot of people are very skeptical of like why this is the feud heading into Supercard of Honor, because honestly, like Claudio could have versed anybody else, but this was the segment that I really think sold you, like this is why this match is going to main event. To be honest, if Eddie wins, I'll be really happy because they're doing that whole he quit AEW storyline. I really don't know where we're going with that, so I'm guessing he's staying down here. And with the BCC maybe having a new leader in Don Callis, I think that Claudio does need to stay up in AEW. I think he's more useful up there than down here, to be honest. So I really don't know who's gonna win. I really think it's such a hard toss up. It could go either way. But go watch, if you're not gonna watch anything from the Death Road, go watch this segment, because this is the segment that really does sell you why this match is going to happen. And main event. Matt Taven versus Darius Martin. We are continuing the Kingdom and Top Flight feud. And the cool thing is that they actually use this on Dynamite, because the Kingdom cost Top Flight a match. Even though Tony Khan said that we weren't going to do things like that and we weren't going to let AEW, like Ring of Honor storylines, pay out on Ring of Honor TV, or Ring of Honor storylines pay out on AEW TV. But here we are anyway. This match was fine. Obviously, Matt Taven, he main event Matt Gargano for a reason. Don't question him. He's going to do anything it takes to win. Now, Matt Taven won. Dante won last week, so now obviously it's going to lead to a tag match next week to see who's the better tag team. Both these teams are in the ladder match. I honestly think the teams for this ladder match are so stacked. Like, it's the Lucha Bros, it's Rush Listico, it's the Kingdom, it's Top Flight, and it's Aussie Open. So either, like, no matter what team wins, it's the right choice. Like, I don't care what team does win, but any team, it makes sense. So them continuing the storyline, I think in a ladder match too, it's going to be really interesting, especially because Dante and Darius are like the high flyers and they're going to do some crazy ass spots. So this was good. You can't complain. Tony Deppen versus Brian Cage next. Deppen, I feel like, is very underrated, to be honest. He is a former Ring of Honor TV champion, and he was able to hold his own against Cage. And I think Cage is now putting out some really good matches, which I'm really shocked by because he's in talks with WWE. And, his contract expires at Supercard of Honor. He'd agree with Tony Khan. He's going to work through Supercard of Honor. And that's it. So here's the thing. If Metalik and AR Fox and Blake Christian win, Brian Cage is going to WWE. If the embassy retains, you know that he's staying within AEW. So that's how I'm like kind of looking at this. But I think the crazy part was, Cage wins, and then Christian Metalik and Fox come out with lead pipes and chains. Because only wrestling, folks, this is how we do this with chains and pipes. Silas Young versus Shane Taylor was next. The way that they built to this match last week with the promos was really, really good. And I think a lot of people were excited for this match. This either could have went either way. I think Shane Taylor picking up the win was a good move because I do believe that they're going to use Taylor a little bit more within Ring of Honor than Silas Young. I mean, honestly, I don't know what the next plan is because they have not announced any tapings and they've only taped up till next Thursday. So I don't know what we're doing here. But I honestly do think that them utilizing Shane Taylor is good. I mean, he really showed out Final Battle in that tag team match, and he showed out here. So keep using him. I think they're going to use him for 0 Hour. I know that he's not in an official match, but I think they're going to use him for 0 Hour if they're having a 0 Hour. Billy Starks gets her first one. That is right. She got her first win on AEW programming because she beat Miranda Alizé. Now, for those, I know a lot of people were like, who is Miranda Alizé? Miranda Alizé is the girl that went to the finals with Roxy at Death Before Dishonor to crown the new Ring of Honor champion, for those who did not know. She was in Impact. She answered one of Deanna's Champ Open challenges last year. I believe at No Surrender. I can't remember the pay-per-view. I think it was No Surrender, though. This match was fine. I mean, like I said, I love that they're bringing in indie talent. I think this is a smart move for them, especially because they don't have the biggest women's roster in Ring of Honor. And using all these indie talent gives them an opportunity to show out and impress Tony Khan and any of the other Ring of Honor / AEW officials. And I really do think that Starks is going to be someone who you should really watch out for. I know that she has said for months that she is not signing anywhere until she graduates from high school. She graduates a month after me. I graduate college in May. She graduates in June. And don't be surprised if we see I guess an all league. I don't know because they're not doing like Ring of Honor graphics. So like an all league graphic. Don't be surprised if you see that because Tony Khan is very high on her, and there's a lot of people backstage in Ring of Honor and AEW that are very high on Billy Starks. So don't be shocked if you see that graphic coming soon. Next, we have the match of the night, which is Aussie Open and Daniels and Seidel. Now, I am not the biggest Aussie Open fan, and I'm saying that because I'm not the biggest Will Ospreay fan. But luckily for me, Will Ospreay was not here in this match. And also, I will be nice. Will Ospreay's hurt right now. He was just pulled off every single event for WrestleMania week, so I do feel very bad. So get well soon. But this match was so good. And talk about a passing of the torch. Remember last week, Aussie Open said like they can't be the best tag team until they beat one of the best tag teams in Daniels and Seidel. And they proved it. This match could have went either way, but Aussie Open honestly killed it. They did the honorable handshake at the end. They all celebrated in the ring. Now, I think the interesting thing, and I talked about this, is that Aussie Open isn't signed. They're free agents, but they have been used a lot on AEW or Ring of Honor or Rampage. So I'm assume that I don't know if maybe it's per appearance. I'm assumed that they're involved somehow, some way. But I think, like I said about the ladder match, don't be shocked if Aussie Open's the team to win. Because like I said, any team could win. I'm personally rooting for Rush and Julius to go. But if Aussie Open win, I also think that's a pretty smart move. Not gonna lie. And out of all people to answer this open challenge, talk about Ring of Honor flashbacks here. We have Samoa Joe versus Cheeseburger in what is another squash. So honestly, it didn't matter who the opponent was. At the end of the day, the only thing that mattered was who happened after this match. Joe gets the win, and he just starts beating up Cheeseburger, beating him down. Briscoe comes out and they have a stare down, which is why this episode is called Reaching for the TV title. It's not reaching for the sky. He's reaching for the TV title. Is Mark Briscoe going to do it and be the one to dethrone the king of television, which he's not really the king of TV He's not the king of TV anymore because he lost his TNT title. But he's still Ring of Honor TV champion, you know? So is he going to be the one? Is he going to dethrone Joe? That's the big thing. He's reaching for that TV title, right? This episode, it was really good. Like I've been saying for the past 4 weeks, these move by very quickly. Like it's not like you're watching Ring of Honor and it's like, okay, it's the first match and you see it dragging by and then you're like, oh my God, thank God it's finally the main event. No, these matches have flown by excellently. They are very good. And like I said, I don't know what their plan is after Supercard of Honor because they have not announced anything. So someone should get on that. I don't know whose job it is, but someone should get on that. Thank you all for tuning in, listening, watching, however you're viewing this, whether it be Spotify or on YouTube. Like I did say, the next 2 weeks are very busy for me. I'm going to LA, I'm going to Indy, so I will definitely tweet out what the schedule is for the show. But I can probably assure you that there will most likely be written articles about Ring of Honor if I can't find time to film. So you should definitely head over to thepopbreak.com because I do a written version of all my reviews if you don't want to listen to my voice for 20 minutes, which I totally understand. But also, if you're in the LA area, I am vlogging. I am going to WrestleCon. I am going to Impact New Japan. I am going to WrestleCon Super Show. I am most likely going to Mania. So if you see me there, stop by and say hi. And that is it for me here at All Things Honor. And just remember, happy wrestling, everybody.